Hello there, and welcome to Pdos Online. You are only 2 modules away from obtaining your CFO sticker. Today's module aims to give you guidance and some helpful tips on financial planning. Compared to the typical salary in the Philippines, you can expect a significant increase in your income when starting a job abroad. But despite this increase in purchasing power, you must remember that your cost of living also increases in Canada, thus making sound financial decisions crucial. This module hopes to give you a general notion on the importance of saving, make you familiar with the concept of credit history and credit score, and the formal and informal channels of sending remittances. There are 6 concepts that will be discussed in this module. Let's begin with a quick course on financial planning. Financial literacy provides relative information about money management skills, income, and saving. Being financially literate can help you in preparing to purchase a home, secure your children's education, and ensure a worry-free, comfortable life. Financial literacy hopes to provide you with a set of skills and knowledge that will allow you to make informed and effective decisions so that you can attain your financial goals in life. Moving abroad entails significant financial costs to you and your family. Prior to your departure, a large sum of money may have been allocated to processing documents, your visa application, airfare, and medical exams. Upon arrival, you may have to adjust your standard of living. Consider the debts incurred in the process of migration, prepare for unforeseen expenses that may arrive, and live a sustainable lifestyle while there isn't a steady income for the first few months after your arrival. The key to managing your money and expenses is financial planning, and this is how you can have a jump start on things. Step 1. Determine your current financial situation. You need to take a step back and take a realistic assessment of your income, savings, living expenses, and debts. Make a list of your current assets, debt balances, as well as your expenses. Step 2. Develop your financial goals. Regularly analyze your financial values and goals. Think about how you feel about money and how you choose to spend it. This can help you identify and differentiate your needs from your wants. Step 3. Identify alternative courses of action. Try to come up with alternatives when you make decisions or choices involving money. By considering other alternatives, you could make a more effective and rewarding decisions. Step 4. Evaluate your alternatives. You must evaluate all possible courses of action and take into consideration your life situation, personal values, and economic conditions. Each decision closes off alternatives. Decision-making will be an ongoing part of your personal and financial situation. Step 5. Create and implement a financial action plan. Make an action plan. Choose the ways in which you want to achieve your goals. As you achieve your immediate goals, the goals next in priority will come into focus. Don't forget to consult and ask assistance from your family. Step 6. Re-evaluate and revise the plan. Financial planning is a dynamic process that doesn't end when you take a particular action. Once you've familiarized yourself with the realities of your current financial movement, the next goal is to ensure savings, and now we will talk about the correct formula for this. We need to internalize the discipline to set aside money first, save first before spending. If you spend first before setting aside, there will be nothing to save after all the expenses. Hence, the right formula is income minus savings equals expenses. By paying your future first, you prioritize savings over expenses. Ideally, you should set aside at least 10 to 20% of your monthly salary. Another crucial aspect of financial planning is being able to differentiate and prioritize your needs over your wants. When you've mastered the ability to distinguish a necessity from an unnecessary luxury, you will be much closer to attaining your financial objectives. Needs are things that we need in order to live, such as housing, food, education, or medical services. Wants are all the things we wish to have but don't need to function or survive. Learn to set a savings target. Identifying a specific savings goal is a vital step in financial planning. It could be any particular need that you believe should be prioritized, such as an emergency fund, paying for mortgage, an educational fund for your children, buying a car, or starting a savings account. Identify how much you need to save to reach your target, then compute how much you need to set aside each month to reach your goal. Set a personal deadline for your financial goal. Having a definite timeline is a good motivation. Be realistic and flexible in your goals, prepare for contingencies, and favor in sudden expenses. Never forget that your family has an important role in setting and achieving your savings goal. Keep them involved. Now, we move on to the third part of today's module, credit history and credit score. Upon moving to Canada, the concept of credit history is something you need to become familiar with. Your credit history is a record of all your debt history, your creditors with current balances, and accounts that remain payable. It is a record of all your financial transactions, such as loans, earnings, house and car payments, and other activities in your account. As a newly arrived immigrant, you must build good credit history since it's likely that your first few credit card or mortgage applications will not be approved for lack of insight of your paying habits. Financial institutions will rely heavily on good credit history as a basis for approving applications and the credit afforded to the applicant. Your credit history also indicates your credit score, a numerical representation of your relationship to credit ranging from 300 to 850. Having a good credit score and credit history between 775 and 850 is a good indicator for banks, credit providers, and lenders that will help you get better terms for future loans. Your credit score is made up of the following: the amounts you owe, such as credit card debts or loans, your payment history, the types of credit cards used, including remaining balance on your card, car loans, student loans, and the length of credit history, the timeline of activity on your credit card and account. Here are 3 tips on how to improve your credit score. Remember, as a new immigrant, the credit you have established in the Philippines will not carry over in Canada. Number 1. Pay your bills on time, every time. Setting up bill reminders or automatic bill payments. Number 2. Keep your total debt low. Your total debt is used to calculate your credit history. Number 3. Make it a habit to review your credit card report for inaccuracies. You can view your credit report once a year for free. Check for any discrepancies and have it corrected immediately. You might be wondering, well, what's a good first step in building a good credit as I am a newcomer? One way is through a secured credit card. In a secured credit card, you are required to deposit an amount which will equally be the value of your credit. Another way is by having a co-signer. An applicant may ask a trusted and reliable friend or relative with good credit history to co-sign for a credit or loan. The co-signer will be accountable to the debt accrued in cases the applicant fails to pay. To learn more about credit history and your credit score, you may visit the Chase website at www.chase.com/mortgage/refinance/credit-score. We are almost halfway through in making you financially prepared for your move to Canada. This next topic will be beneficial, especially with married couples or partners who will start their life in Canada. A joint financial plan. In life, there are several points of disagreement between couples, such as choosing which house to live in, selecting the ideal school for their child, or even what color the curtains should be. But one common point of disagreement is how the family should manage their money. Numerous studies have found that money is one of the top reasons why couples have misunderstandings. When dealing with our finances, it is important that you communicate with your spouse or partner about your stand on financial matters as a team. Here are 6 financial matters and the do's and don'ts of handling them. First, on merging finances. The wrong approach: united we stand, divided we bank. The right approach: it's yours, mine, and ours. On dealing with debt: the wrong approach: your debt will ruin us, you must find a right way to pay it off. The right approach: it's our debt, let's decide how to pay it off. On keeping spending in check: the wrong approach: I'm a saver and you're a spender, that's the problem. The right approach: we both spend but on different things, let's budget. On investing wisely: the wrong approach: you're a risk taker, I'm a risk averse, hands off our retirement savings. The right approach: let's think in time frames and take as much risk as our goals allow. On keeping money secrets: the wrong approach: what my spouse doesn't know will never hurt him or her. The right approach: big financial secrets can ruin a marriage. On emergency planning: the wrong approach: we're fine, we don't need to worry about money. The right approach: anything could happen, let's plan for emergencies. Number 5. Remittances. This module will help you become more familiar about the safe modes of sending money back to the Philippines and, more importantly, how to make sure that the money you worked for will be put to good use. Did you know that the Philippines is one of the largest recipients of remittances worldwide? Despite being far away from the families and their own personal expenses abroad, sending money or financial assistance back to their families in the Philippines is common practice among overseas Filipinos. Even if they have not seen their families in years, they never forget their families left behind. I am sure that even if you still have not left the Philippines, you may have plans or are considering sending remittances to your family or relatives. There are 2 modes of sending remittances to the Philippines: the formal channels and informal channels. Formal remittances refer to money that is coursed through and sent through official banking channels and other types of financial transactions such as money wiring or transfers. This also includes commercial banks, cooperatives, and credit unions. I am sure that you have encountered sending or receiving money in this way. On the other hand, informal remittances refer to money transfers that take place through private and unrecorded channels. These means include remittances brought home by the migrant or through relatives and friends coming home. Much like everything else, there are advantages and disadvantages in utilizing both formal and informal channels. Formal channels guarantee a secure, reliable, and private money sending transaction that operates within banking laws. It also allows clients to build credit history. However, the convenience of formal channels comes at high fees, longer queuing lines, and restricted operating hours. The outlets where your family may claim the money might also be far away or not easily accessible if they live in rural areas. Informal channels, such as sending money through friends and relatives, means you can avoid added charges and fees. However, the money is not secured and can be jeopardized if something happens to the sender. When deciding how to send money back home, you may consider the following factors. First, the accessibility both to the sending and receiving parties. Second, the transaction cost and transparency. Third, the ease of use. Fourth, the safety of the remittances. And lastly, the speed and efficiency of transfer. You've successfully sent money back home. Here are some tips on managing your finances and your family's future. Your financial plan cannot be accomplished through your efforts alone. Even your dependents in the Philippines have a role and need to work together so that you can reach your financial goals. Habitually discuss with your family how much money will be sent home, the frequency of remittance, and on what it will be sent on. Make sure to keep track of your family's expenses so as to assure that they are abiding by the agreed financial plan. To get a better idea of how much of the household income is spent and how much should be set aside as savings to reach the family's financial goals, we have some quick and simple exercises. This is a good start to building your family's financial plan. Make sure you have your personal income and expense tracker. List down the corresponding amounts asked in each row, such as your monthly salary, income from other sidelines or investments, and your expenses. Follow the formula to compute the total monthly income and monthly expenses. To get the net income for the month, subtract the total expenses from total monthly income. The difference between the total income and expenses is the amount left for savings. Ideally, your monthly savings should be equivalent to at least 20% of your monthly income. Tackling financial matters is never easy. In fact, this is a factor that scares most families when moving to Canada. But lucky for you, we have this module to equip you with the right moves to take you as you go forth your venture in a new country. Make sure you take the quiz right after this video and before you proceed to the last module. See you!